you today?
Very good, thank you.
Wonderful. Karen, you are one busy lady.
Yeah, I tend to spend a lot of my time being busy.
You enjoy it?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think there's nothing better than having a purpose and always striving towards something.
I totally agree. Tell me who Karen is.
I think Karen was always an adult even when she was a little girl. I think I was always a little bit too serious. I've always taken myself a little bit too seriously. Loved netball growing up, and I still play netball today. I think I've always been a leader, and I've always wanted to run my own business. I've always been driven. I think that just stems right back to early childhood, and I have no idea where it comes from. But in fact, it's having my children that have kind of made me laugh at myself and relax and have a little bit more fun. Just always been a worker. So, work and sense of achievement is who I am, really.
What do you believe has been the driving force in your life?
It has to be the children. I have 3 children. And of course, you always want to give them the best opportunities and the best start, and equally be a good role model for them. So I have 2 boys, one of 20 who's at university, and he is the first member of our family to go to university, so that's a really proud moment. An 18-year-old boy who's actually doing his A-levels currently, and then a very late young baby who's just over 2, a little girl. So again, the driving force is to do the very best for your children. And again, it comes from within. It's just, I think some people are born with that desire to go out there.
Was there a key figure in your family or your community that basically inspired you at some point in your life?
It has to be my dad. Sadly, he died 11 years ago at too early an age, at 61. He was an incredibly intelligent, articulate man, but he never really, how can I put it, he never reached his full potential. I think because he had his children young, he was so busy raising us that he went to work and did a job. He really should have done more. So I think as a father, his intention was to educate us and give us the best of him. So he always seemed really wise, and I didn't listen to him too much back then, but actually it's really funny. I remember everything he said. And one day I planned to write a little book about all of those special phrases. Yeah, and he was very inspirational, and yeah, it's just when someone's very articulate, I think you want to listen to them speak. So that's I believe where within my family where I get my real drive from.
Hobbies, interests. What do you enjoy doing other than work?
So it has to be netball.
Netball?
I love netball. I've been playing netball since
What position?
5. I play goal attack, so I'm definitely a glory hunter.
Wow, okay.
When the goal goes through the net, there's nothing like it. It's just such a varied sport, and the friends you make in netball, they've become your friends for life. So it's very sociable, and it really gets the adrenaline going.
You have quite a few businesses.
Yes, at the moment there's 5.
And what was your vision when you founded your first company?
I think my vision was to be very different. Most recruitment agencies do the same thing essentially, but I think it's more about why you do it and how you do it. So we wanted to be different in terms of doing it with passion, doing it with absolute dedication. And just you can really make a difference to people's lives when you find them a nice new job, and the response is lovely. So the vision was very much about making a difference in the industry.
Talk to me about C&D Group.
So C&D Group was founded 20 years ago, and we've grown from strength to strength very organically. I've got a great team that are very long serving. They have the same passion today that they did 15, 20 years ago. So we are now sort of looking across the country. We've worked for some really big brands as well as some SMEs. We have the dynamics, the flexibility and the passion of a SME, so I think we get the best of both worlds there.
When you first started C&D Group, what was your vision?
That vision was about becoming one of the most recognised agencies locally to start with, to be known for our quality, to be known for our attention to detail, to be known to provide the really high standards of service.
What values have led C&D Group to where it is now?
So we have our very strong values, which are the pride values. P is for people-centric, R is for respect, I for innovation,
My favourite word.
Yes, D for delivery, so delivering every time, and E is the real special one, that's enthusiasm, because I think when you do something with enthusiasm, it really shines through.
Definitely. How do these values relate to organisational culture?
I believe we live and breathe them every day. So in everything we do, so every part of the business has those values, right down to we've got 4 apprentices in the business right now, and you know they love the values, and I think it gives everyone that common goal, that everybody is working in the same direction and thinking the same things. So when we recruit our team, we really look for those that are natural in people, that people are naturally enthusiastic, naturally respect others, for example, and like people. It's so important that people that work in recruitment like people.
What would you say that C&D Group does better?
You see, that's a really tough question, because I think recruitment, technically recruitment is the same for every business. I think where we're different and why we do it better is because it's not about what we do, it's about why we do it. We do it because we love it, and I think how we do it again, and I mentioned the word over and over, with passion and enthusiasm. So I think it's more about why we do it and how we do it rather than what we do. So that's why I believe we're better.
What legacy will the company leave?
You see, that's very special to me. I think still, even in our modern day and age, there aren't enough females that run their own businesses. There aren't enough career girls, let's say. So for me, even if I influence and I inspire a handful of young ladies to really go for their career goals, and that would be my legacy. And I believe C&D will leave behind the colour purple. So everything we do is purple.
I saw.
You saw.
Love purple.
We even turned our Father Christmas, our Santa Claus, his outfit became purple on our Christmas card. So I think purple's a lovely colour. It's a very relaxing, very calm, very motivating colour. So I think, the purple recruitment agency, I think, is perhaps what we should have been called back then.
Do you recall what are the happiest moments with your customers?
I do. I mean, there are many, and I think my first really large contract win, so the first really sizable company that said, do you know what, we're going to give C&D our business, and that was back in 2000, and that was WH Smith. And we've been working with them ever since, for 17 years, and we now work across all of their distribution centres in Swindon, Birmingham, Dunstable and Guernsey. And equally we help them out with permanent recruitment, commercial recruitment. So the partnership has just grown from strength to strength. And you know, just last week we were talking about extending the contract for a further 3 years. So if I can hit that 20-year goal with them. So I think it's like your first of anything, your first love, your first car. It's always the most memorable, and I would always look back and you know, say thank you.
You were appointed as non-executive director of REC in 2015. Could you elaborate on that? Tell us about that.
Yes, so our governing body, the REC, Recruitment Employment Confederation, so we self-regulate as an industry. So the board actually is set up to make sure the membership's money is looked after by the governing body. So every year people put themselves up for election, and a number of people get voted on, and I was very lucky in 2015 to be elected onto the board. So it was just the right time. I think some of these things are about timing, and yeah, I really really enjoying it. I was a little bit nerve-wracking being the new girl.
Yeah.
There are some, there are some owner managers right up to some CEOs of global recruitment businesses, some of the biggest agencies, in the world. So it's a real mix of people, and everybody's giving a little bit back to from their career.
How did that impact your life?
I think it's really interesting because you, as an owner MD, you tend to be very alone. And when you run your business, you always think, am I doing the right thing? And when you're sat on a board of directors who are also running businesses, and you get to listen to their stories and you get to compare ideas, it's actually really satisfying because you realise that everybody has similar issues, everybody has the same enjoyment of the industry. So I think what I gain from that is just to know that there's lots of other people out there that do the similar thing to what I do and really enjoy it. So.
You're a really amazing person. Very interesting. And Karen, finally, let's talk about Centralas. How did you hear about Centralas?
I think what struck my sales director at the time was, as an agency, it's very difficult we work on very low margins. It's very difficult to offer recruitment agency staff what perhaps you would receive as a permanent member of staff. And Centralas were able to offer something very, very special for the temporary workers. And I think that really grabbed our attention.
So how has your experience been so far with Centralas?
Fantastic. Some of the services they offer, particularly the GP online service, that is exceptional, particularly when it's an emergency and you don't have to wait for your GP to open and then queue and potentially not get an appointment. So yeah, there's lots and lots of services that I think are being really embraced by our temporary workers.
When you first joined the organisation, how easy was payroll implementation?
Very easy. Very easy for me because I've got an exceptional FD and she's very, very useful when it comes to transferring workers and obviously looking after payroll. It went seamlessly. They were very helpful. I think as an organisation, Centralas do whatever they can possibly to help you. So from that point of view, and I think our first payroll went absolutely smoothly. So yeah.
Have you noticed the difference, the way you operate since you've joined with Centralas?
I think it feels good. It feels good from a perspective of being able to offer our workers so much more than the general temporary workers generally would receive. So it's a really nice feeling that every time someone joins us, we're able to say, well, you also get all of these services. It feels fantastic to be able to offer that.
On behalf of Employment Innovations Event Centralas, we'd like to thank you.
Thank you, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Hopefully we'll catch up with you again soon.